Here we are wrestling with Ski. Let's just get into last night. Don't want to keep you forever. There a lot. I mean, there was. I'm just curious after most of the night. Are we sure we're like this close to WrestleMania? Because this is when the writing normally gets better. It was at its best, and last night just didn't feel like I didn't feel it. And there was a lot of that where it's just really like this is it. I could be way off in that, but yeah, that was my feeling with it. Like, ew. Like yeah, of course it starts off. Let's get the night. There's Drew walking in, entering the building in his kilt and all that still, saying that he's ready. He's begging people to come and try him, which led to him running around screaming it, and then goes into the locker room and starts getting all uppity with people. Throw Humberto Carrillo around, who might add, he's packed on some muscle, so good for him. At least he's been doing something since he hasn't been on TV. There's a headbutt, a Gulak, Ricochet challenge, accepts. They have a really good, pretty decent match. It was just so fast. Like, boom. Game over. Claymore. Done. And while that's going on, then here comes, Ali comes out and attacks him from behind and all that. Which, Ali got to put on a much better match than I thought they were going to let him in it. But again, Claymore done. Yeah, because they got to figure out what to do with stuff. And now that, Retribution's gone, which, it was just doomed. Like, they had such a good chance of doing something. They just made it so dense that it hurt everyone's head. And it's now gone this fast. But Drew calls out Bobby. And then there's the big one, the good one. Corbin shows up, who's on SmackDown, to attack Drew from behind for the whole bounty thing. Like that was, see that one I was all, well, there you go. Didn't see that coming. Maybe I don't pay attention, but King Corbin coming up from behind and doing it, that's different. Like that's a good one. He's not on the show. It's not going to help put him into the main event scene or anything, but he did it, so it's something different. And then just a million years of Drew being in the Hurt Lock. But Corbin was probably one of the highlights. Going, oh damn! Look, they pulled it off. There's one I didn't see coming. I didn't figure there's going to be much anyway, but there's that. And we're on the Hurt business. Started out the show with them all running their mouth. MVP was running his mouth. Lashley screwed up right at the beginning. Couldn't even say the word title. He screwed that up. Talk all kinds of trash about Shelton and Cedric for losing and being, and just kick them out of the Hurt business. Shelton shoves MVP. Bobby attacks Cedric. And Shelton did at least, they let him get a suplex in there and put him down. But then, Cedric, was standing on the ramp and stayed away and got his. And, Shelton took the brunt of it. Spinebuster. They see Adam Pearce backstage. They ask him where his balls are. Cedric gets a match with Lashley later on the night. And, well, Shelton at least put up a decent fight, but, Bobby chased Cedric away after he talked a big game, and then, well, shocker, Shelton won. Nothing, actually. He won nothing. But, see, tried to have some kind of stuff there. But, at least he put up like a decent fight, but again, it could have been so much better. Eddie loses to the Hurt Lock, because, that's the thing. But, that was like my feeling, though, for the whole entire night was, just what a waste. Like, Shelton Benjamin, all the stuff he can do, how good he is in accomplished he is and everything since he came back. Like look at him. Like they're on top of the world now. It's going to be down to what he's just getting fed to Lashley and going to move on. I guarantee they're not going to do anything big with him. Like, what was the point? What a waste of talent that whole situation with Shelton is. Like, complete and utter waste. And there's so many of them. Like, I wrote it down so much. And, we'll get through some more. Riddle, there he is, bragging about, he even brought up the soulless line. He's talking about, Sheamus, which, who doesn't like that? I mean, I don't know, I like soulless ginger jokes better than most people, I imagine. Riddle gets tagged from behind. And then the match with Riddle and Sheamus, I mean, they were throwing down. The strikes were great. Their submissions, I mean, they really were pummeling each other, which I think we're going to see a lot of at Mania. Now that it's official. Called that one, too. I think that's going to be great. And, I mean, Sheamus winning on that knee strike, I mean, that was a hell of a good knee strike. And afterwards, Riddle attacks him afterwards. He gets his little, last little bit. But those two, I mean, they showed exactly what I thought that they're capable of. They're going to put on a hell of a match at WrestleMania. It's going to be a good one. They let them go out there. I mean, it's WrestleMania, so give them more than 8 seconds. Let them just go out there and pummel each other because they can. They both got the strikes. Riddle has the more. He's got the high flying stuff way more than Sheamus, but they both do submissions. They both strike really well. Like, that could be really, really good if they give them the time to do it. And we can't forget about Riddle later, rolling around, talking to Asuka, and I forgot what I was talking about. And he rolls away, which was, at least entertained me. But Mania, I mean, that'll be a good one between those two. I don't know what they're going to do with next week. I just hope the episode's better than yesterday, because I wasn't really a big fan of it, which gets us to Shane, Elias, and Jackson Riker. Shane says he has Elias' older card, just keeps calling him, from when he was a young child, just keep calling him dumb the whole time. That whole entire bit was just a giant waste of airtime. Like, that was stupid. If you like that, you're wrong. If I wanted your opinion, I'd give you it. And that was just garbage. I'm pretty sure most people agree with me on that. Strowman just mauls Riker, picks a steel cage match for Mania, and we move on. But I mean, like, that whole entire, D plus, D minus. Like, how do you disruptive, a bully, all the fake report card bit, and I kind of say I know what they're doing, but that was one of those you're sitting there watching it going, really? Like, we went from having the Fiend burned alive and all that to that. Good job, writers. That was just terrible. Sadly, we had to watch the Miz and Morrison, the Hey Hey Hop Hop premiere, which I was just praying for it to end. I hate that whole thing. I mean, watching them dance was probably the funniest part, but And then when Bad Bunny comes out with, Damian Priest, that punch that he threw at Miz, that sounded like that. I mean, he jawed him. Totally. That could not have felt good at all. I mean, anyone that watched it, that was just all, that was contact right there. Which the pro said, go for it. And, well, he did. So, I'm still hoping that they're going to, get everyone else cleared so they could do a tag match out, because I think that would make it a better match. Just because everyone will be involved. It won't just be a bunch of stupid run-ins and interference and stuff. So we'll see how that works out. And as I'm on the waist thing, John Morrison, how long has he been back? And all he is Mrs. Number 2 is Patsy. Look at how talented he is. And look what they've been doing with him for over a year now. If that doesn't bother you, I don't know what will bother you. That was a giant waste of talent. He could be doing things right now. He's got the look, the ability. I mean, I find it to be a complete waste. I could be completely wrong. Been wrong before. Remember, I do have an ex-wife and all. But, giant, just waste of talent right there, and pretty much back to back waste of time in my opinion. And then there's that other one, yeah, that whole New Day versus AJ and Moss game night. That was just another giant waste of time. The big thing from that is like Woods actually looked pretty good against AJ, but again it's AJ, and we finally got to see Amos just flinging people left, right, and indifferently, and showing his power and stuff, which was finally he did something. So really want to see what they're gonna do with that. But again, like game night. Look, there's only one more Raw before Mania. And in this, we had a fake report card. We had that game night. I mean, call me crazy, but that's just a waste of absolute space and time. Which gets us to Alexa's Playground, which I'm all for. And really, she was talking about how she had the Fiend in her box, and my brain completely went into the gutter and went off. Like most of us, I wish I could be in her box, but it's another story. They were responding, to this. Randy did a promo earlier about how he was going to take the Fiend out, for good. Just send him to hell. He knows what levels he has to, come from to be able to do it, and get what level he has to go to. Because they're both cut from the same cloth, and to take him out. And then Alexa's response again was great. And she's like stated that that in Mania the Legend Killer dies. So I think they're gonna let have Bray go over the Fiend and beat Randy finally. I mean, why else would they make him come back and do everything they've done if they're gonna have him lose? But again. Well, they're telling all these great stories without actually being physical, minus that one match. And obviously there was, a Mandible Claw, an RKO, a Mandible Claw, and a Sister Abigail last week. But, I mean, how many weeks has this been building? To include, the pay-per-view with Sister Abigail. 4 actual physical moves. And how many months now? And they're still building it. It's one of the most intriguing things they have going, which I have absolutely zero problem with at all. I like it. I think it's one of the best things they got. And it was one of the highlights of the night, which, again, game nights to, everything. It was just please, God, make it stop cringeworthy. To me. You guys could have loved it for all I know. But I know it hurt my damn brain. A lot. And before, we're going to switch the order here. All I got to say is, for the contract sign with Rhea and Asuka, I mean, that actually looked like it could have been painful to Asuka. Whole table thing, and whatever happens with Nia and Shayna, we really don't care. But, yeah, should be a good match, and that looked painful. She was sitting there holding her mouth. So, wonder what actually happened with that, but there was that, and then we get into Shayna with Nia and Reginald, because I just love seeing Nia and Reginald together. Makes me so happy against Naomi with Lana, of course, and then Mandy and Dana were on commentary. And then just in the moral of everything, Naomi pins Shayna, which then gives her a serious, play at the title. Gives them, right up there because they beat one of the champs. So there's that for Mania. But to have Lana throw Nia into Mandy and them on the commentary and all that, they're setting it up for all of them to be in the match at WrestleMania. I can't even think of a team that would come from SmackDown on the women's side. So, yeah, called that one too. They're playing that one off so that everyone will be in there, and I don't know what they're going to do, but I mean, they've had the title for so long, we'll see what they do. Hopefully something good. Not holding my breath, of course, but hopefully something good. We'll see. I said a lot, but yeah. I mean, overall, I guess I'd say there's a bunch of good spots and highlights, but I mean, there was just so much just waste. So if you guys thought it wasn't a waste, like I mean, good for you. I glad your brain appreciated it more than I did, but it hurt my head. Well, man, I gotta wake up early. I'm staying up this late for this, but we'll see how it all works out. See what happens next week. See what it comes to. See what happens on This next week's gonna be like the big one for me because I talk about whatever on Monday. Probably talk about my collection. Tuesday we talk about Raw. Wednesday probably do a preview of night one of Stand and Deliver. Thursday we're gonna have to do a recap of night one. Then obviously the next day recap of day two, and then next day SmackDown. So I mean, and then we're gonna have to do I'm gonna have to do full week. Like so, next week's gonna be a full week just because of Stand and Deliver. There's a Raw, SmackDown, Stand and Deliver, and 2 nights of WrestleMania. So I mean, like it'll be a whole week for a change. Hopefully, everyone's gonna pay attention, follow along. Hopefully, I'll get someone like for you guys' sake to get a watch with me, so they could be on here with me too. We'll see about that. But again, like, share, comment, follow along, tell people about it, share it out, get more eyeballs on it so we can have more of a conversation. Again, videos are all on Facebook, YouTube, and Rumble, along with the audio show on Spotify, Breaker, Google Podcasts, Anchor's in there, Pocket Casts, Radio Public. Yeah, those are where all the audio ones are, so I appreciate if you follow along on there. Just if you follow, it puts me farther up on the list. Helps getting sponsors to keep improving this stuff. And but I appreciate it. Tell me what you think. Tell me if you think I was wrong. Comment again, like, share, follow. Get it out there. Get more people to follow along. The more people do, the better it gets. For a better chance it is for all of us to get this better and better and to make it something really cool. But enjoy the rest of your day. Watch something good. Watch some good stuff that's on Peacock, the limited stuff that they have, which I'm not even getting into that today. And until next time, my friends, peace.